The Tragedy of Cinema podcast is intended as a family-friendly program that by extension strives to be inclusive to all people regardless of their ethnicity, gender, creed, or any other identifying factors in this incredibly diverse world of ours. With that said, some of the films we discuss may contain serious subject matters or have content considered morally objectionable by today's standards. We do not intend to condone or dismiss these aspects of these films, but our primary focus will be on what we believe the film succeeds at, some fun facts, and our personal enjoyment factors of each film. With that said, we hope you enjoy the show.
Jimbo and Kyle take flight. 80s dreams on the light. In the realm of black and white. Movies and TV flow through the stories we all know. Silver screen tales unfold in the magic they bestow. The tragedy of cinema, when memories shimmer. Join us as we toast to the tales we love the most.
It should have been the happiest moment of their lives, the night they came home to be married at the house of Great Aunt Kate. But it turned into a haunted honeymoon.
I know that one of you is a werewolf. Hairy, all over.
Someone or something is trying to scare them to death.
Now, if anything frightens you, anything at all, you just holler.
Holy baloney, here we go again.
I just found Cousin Francis in my bed.
Was he wearing a dress?
Yes, he was.
Just ask him to leave, sir. Tell him you have a headache.
Whatever happens,
Who knows if any of us shall ever see the morning.
they have to be ready.
I'm ready.
I'm ready.
I'm ready.
I'm ready! 1, 2!
Spread your loving arms, clear out space.
Beat it while you're still healthy.
You do the eagle rock with style and grace.
Yes, sir. It's the biggest thrill of my life.
You put your left foot out
Now, you'd think this would frighten me.
and bring it back.
It's not what you think.
And that's what we call on the jack.
Well, it's partly what you think, but wait! Oh, wait!
Starring Gene
Whoa, 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 whoa! Whoa, 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 whoa!
Wilder, Gilda Radner,
Larry. Ow, this thing's pinching my butt.
and Dom DeLuise in his most demanding role.
Oh, it's so complicated.
Haunted honeymoon.
All right, guys, welcome back to the Tragedy of Cinema podcast. I'm your host, Jimbo.
And I'm Bond.
Bond, we're back with a fun-filled episode this week. This is one of my favorite movies of all time. This is obviously Haunted Honeymoon starring Gene Wilder. When you talk about Gene Wilder movies, you can say, what was Gene Wilder's best performance? For me, Young Frankenstein, hands down, awesome. You can even throw in Willy Wonka. Again, great. Blazing Saddles, hilarious. But there are some of his movies that just stick with you that are funny any way you look at this one. What was it, the Lady in Red or the Woman in Red? That movie, hilarious. Hanky Panky, great. The Sherlock Holmes's brother or whatever. There is just so many movies that he was a part of, and he was just a great actor, and I love him to death. So I obviously picked this movie because I think it's one that a lot of people probably have slept on and have not watched this movie.
I agree. And you didn't even mention the movies that he starred with Richard Pryor.
Oh, no. I mean, if you
Stir Crazy,
Silver Streak, Hear No Evil, See No Evil.
He's got such a list. I think my favorite Gene Wilder movie of all time has got to be Willy Wonka.
You don't like Young Frankenstein
growing
better?
up with Willy Wonka.
I can help you with
What's
that hump. What hump? The Young Frankenstein.
That's great. I think Willy Wonka, it shows like a range of his acting because like
Oh, it
there's
does.
scenes that are funny. There's scenes that are kind of creepy, and it's just a great range. He carries that movie.
And I think
the movie's just okay.
And I think that's why he's probably, I have my two favorite actors. They can intertwine. Jimmy Stewart and Gene Wilder are my two hands down favorite actors of all time. Cary Grant's probably up there. But when you see Gene Wilder, and the love that he had for Gilda, man, and when she passed, it just broke him, dude. It broke him hard.
I agree.
And I'm reading her autobiography right now, or biography or whatever, and it's very touching. She's like, Gene loved me, and I'm trying to see the name of the book over there on my shelf. I can't see it right now. Oh, It's Still Me. I think that's the name of it. But it's a great book too. But so
it's definitely a true Hollywood romance.
We are talking about Haunted Honeymoon, and what's funny about this movie is they're not even on their honeymoon, and it's called Honeymoon because that is the name of the radio broadcast that they are doing at the beginning of this. Now, Jason, you're a little bit older than me.
Mm-hmm.
Did you ever listen to the old radio classics on the radio? Like The Shadow or Fibber McGee and Molly or any of those?
No, those were a bit before my time, but they did sell like collected editions of those that I would listen to. My favorite, of course, was War of the Worlds.
Oh, yeah.
When they did the rebroadcast of War of the Worlds, I could listen to that one over and over again.
Right. My grandpa used to, in Indianapolis, they used to have a radio station like late at night, like at 10 or 11 o'clock. They would do a 1 hour audio drama, whether it was either Fibber McGee and Molly or The Shadow, The Lone Ranger, any of these. And that's where my love for audio dramas grew, because I love some of those old timey radio shows like that. And then to see this in this movie, it just brings back a lot of memories to me, like when they're doing the wind blowing and the thunder and
all
the door shutting,
the sound effects they use.
Exactly. So let's go ahead and dive into Haunted Honeymoon.
Excellent. Haunted Honeymoon, 1986 American comedy horror film starring Gene Wilder, Gilda Radner, Dom DeLuise, Jonathan Pryce. Wilder also served as the writer and the director of this movie. The title Haunted Honeymoon was previously used for the 1940 U.S. release of Busman's Honeymoon, based on a stage play by Dorothy Sayers. This movie, like I said, is directed by Gene Wilder, written by Gene Wilder and Terrence Marsh, produced by Susan Ruskin. Cinematography was done by Fred Schuler, music by John Morris. This was an Orion picture, and it was released on July 25th, 1986, with a running time of 82 minutes, so less than an hour and a half for this one.
It's a fun 82 minutes, though.
It is a good 82 minutes. Now, here's the sad thing. The budget for this movie was $9 million, which is $26 million today. But it only did $8 million, which would be $23 million. So overall, it was a loser. It lost money. Its stars are cast for Haunted Honeymoon. Of course, our star of the show was Gene Wilder as Larry Abbott. You know him as Willy Wonka. Actually, Gene Wilder's real name. Do you know Gene Wilder's real name?
Mr. Wilder.
Jerome Silberman.
Huh. Never knew that.
Jerome Silberman is his real name. But anyway, so Gene Wilder, of course, we know him from Willy Wonka, Silver Streak, Stir Crazy, Cisco Kid, The Producers, Young Frankenstein, Blazing Saddles, and the list goes on and on and on, right? And pretty much every single movie he's in, like you said, he's entertaining in every movie then.
Yep.
Yeah, and then his wife, Gilda Radner, plays Vicky Pearl. She's most, of course, known as for her SNL days, right? One of the founders of SNL. And, of course, she was in the movie Hanky Panky. Yep. We have Dom DeLuise as Aunt Catherine Kate Abbott. He was in Cannonball Run 2. But most people just would recognize his voice.
Yep.
Because he's a great voice actor. He was in All Dogs Go to Heaven.
Wasn't he in American Tail? Yeah, 5 Goes West, I think.
Yeah, Fievel Goes West. And so you'd recognize him from those. Of course, he was in History of the World, Blazing Saddles, Spaceballs, Men in Tights. He worked a lot with Mel Brooks.
Yep.
Also has Jonathan Pryce as Charles Charlie Abbott. And this was kind of a role that was out of character for him to play in a comedy. And when I was doing research on this guy, he's known for Hamlet. He's known as an actor in Miss Saigon. He was in Tomorrow Never Dies.
So was he more of a theater actor?
He was. He came from the theater and he was doing Shakespeare and stuff like that. So the fact that he was in this movie was kind of shocking to me. Then we get some little lesser known actors and actresses. We have Eve Farrant as Sylvia. She was in a movie called Absolute Beginners. Brian Pringle as Pfister the Butler. You love the butler.
This way, madam.
Yeah, he was a stage actor, and his other famous role, he was in Lawrence of Arabia.
Oh, that's a great movie.
Yeah. Peter Vaughn played Uncle Francis Abbott. Paul Smith as Dr. Paul Abbott, the uncle. Jim Carter as Montego the magician. Joe Ross as Susan Abbott. Roger Ashton Griffin as Cousin Francis, and so on and so on and so on. But those are the main ones. Oh, Howard Swenson as Eddie, the sound effects man.
You can't forget him.
That was awesome. He needs to be mentioned. The sound effects man. And that's your cast of Haunted Honeymoon. So, should I get started on what Haunted Honeymoon's about?
Go for it. I'm excited.
Okay. Here we go. Haunted Honeymoon, Orion Pictures, starts off with Larry Abbott and Vicki Pearl as performers on the radio Manhattan Mystery Theater.
It has some great audio in here, too. The music scores at the beginning is pretty great, too. You probably heard it in the trailer at the end when he says Haunted Honeymoon, and it's just a great
Well, not only
theme.
that, but just I'm totally convinced in the first 5-10 minutes of the movie that this is a 1930s, 1940s radio drama.
Yep.
So when like I said, as I was doing research, and when I found out this movie was made in 1986, I was impressed.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
I was like, 86? I thought this movie was... I knew it wasn't 1930s or 40s, but I was like, I didn't think it was 1986.
Yep.
So they did a really good job there. Well, they love each other. They decide to get married. And, of course, the chemistry's there because in real life, they love each other.
Yep.
Well, Gene Wilder's character, Larry, he's been plagued by these on-air panic attacks, and it affects his speech impediment. And so...
Did they ever actually really say what he was suffering from? Because all I remember is that studio executive up there, and they're like, "Hey, look, he's doing really good today." That, you know, the reporters come in to ask questions, and they're answering about their honeymoon. Hey, we're getting married after this, blah blah blah. And the guy's like, "Oh, he's doing really good today. There's nothing to worry about." And the guy's like, "It's not over yet." You're like, "Oh, okay." So I don't know.
I never thought it was stuttering. I thought it was more of a panic attack type thing where you just couldn't get the words out, like hyperventilating type thing.
Well, and you'll see that later on in the movie too.
Yeah, that's true. That's what I got. Well, Vicky thinks that it's just pre-wedding jitters, but his affliction can get them both fired because they make their living on the radio, so he can't freeze up like that or whatever problems he has. Larry's uncle, Dr. Paul Abbott, decides that Larry needs to be cured. So Paul decides to treat him with a form of shock therapy. He's going to scare him to death.
And this is
kind of like the way somebody would solve your hiccups.
Right. What'd you think of the scene where he's talking to the studio executive and he's like, "Give me, 48 hours or 72 hours?" And it zooms in on his forehead and it shows like the castle on the forehead. I was like, what is this?
You got to blame Gene Wilder for that one.
Oh, yeah.
He directed this movie.
It was good, though. I wasn't expecting it.
Funny. So the plan is they're going to scare Larry. They're going to scare him out of his speech impediment.
Yep.
Have you ever seen John Wayne's The Cowboys?
No, I don't like John Wayne.
Okay. There's a scene from
I've seen a couple of movies, but I haven't seen that one.
No, there's fun. All right. So there's a scene from The Cowboys where one of the little boys on the show has a stuttering problem, and he's trying to yell for help. And so John Wayne goes up to him and just tells him straight out, "Stop stuttering. You almost got everybody killed." Like scares the stutter out of him.
Does it work?
Yeah, he doesn't stutter for the rest of the movie.
So you're telling me Haunted Honeymoon needs John Wayne.
Yeah. He just tells him, cut it out and stop. So that's what this reminded me of. They're going to scare him, his speech impediment out of him. So Larry chooses a castle-like mansion in which he grew up as the site for their wedding. Do you think this was a good wedding venue?
Oh, I think it's awesome.
Yeah, I was like, that is so cool. Vicky gets to meet Larry's eccentric family, great aunt Kate, who plans to leave all of her money to Larry, his uncle.
I think you forgot something very important there, Jason.
Uh-oh, what's that?
You forgot the award that this movie won.
Oh, it did win one.
It won an award. Let me go ahead.
Kate won the award.
Let me go ahead and give you the award that it won. So Dom DeLuise won the award for the Golden Raspberry Award for Worst Supporting Actress for his performance in drag as Aunt Kate. I didn't think it was that bad. It was pretty funny, but they did win an award. So
it was terrible. It was. I don't know whose decision it was. He put Dom DeLuise as the aunt. He plays it so over the top. All of his lines are like this.
I like
Why must you burden me?
What was it when? I'll go ahead and put this little bit, piece of trivia in here when I find it, but it's where he's giving here it is. So the major inspiration for the movie for Gene Wilder was the old dark house night, going so far as to feature a passage of dialogue from the earlier film where this is where they're at the dinner table, I think. And she's like, they are all godless here. They used to bring their women's here, brazen, lolling creatures in their silks and satins. They filled the house with laughter and sin, and then he's like, I know one of you is a werewolf. And then she's like, one of you is going to try to kill me. And then she's like, let's eat. Oh, it's great. I love it.
Oh my goodness. That's sad. So sad. Yes. So it is an award-winning movie. Because Dom DeLuise takes home the Razzie.
The worst actress.
That's bad. Well, Francis and let's see, Larry's cousin, Charles, Nora, Susan, the whole family's there, right? They're all there, all present. They're all ready to go. And let's see. So Paul begins his treatment, right? He begins his treatment of Larry. Lets the others in on the plan. Unfortunately for all, something more sinister and unexpected is lurking at the Abbott Estate mansion. The pre-wedding party becomes a real-life version of Larry and Vicky's radio murder mystery. It's got werewolves and all. So, how do you think they did on the whole scaring them?
I think they did. I think they tried to pull up. Now, my one question I have to you is the one guy who, if you remember when he looks at him and it like goes dark and his eyes start glowing, what were they trying to say? Were they trying to say that he was the werewolf?
I think he's the werewolf.
Okay.
Yeah, I think he was the werewolf. I think that was the guy. He was the werewolf.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure that I was thinking the same way you were, because they kind of put it around different suspects, if you will, in this movie, because it's a whodunit movie too, especially when people start dying. But I mean, I like the remember when the King Cobra or whatever is in the top drawer, and then they bust in and he's like, it's in the top drawer. Don't touch it. Don't do it. And he goes in there. It's just like a towel wrapped up with a red tongue or whatever. And you've got the guy that, I don't know how they did that with the guy that walked down the wall with the disfigured face. And then went back
that was
up.
pretty cool.
That was pretty good too. But you come to find out it's all part of that magician's box. Do you remember what like the little mantra that he was like taught to, like whenever his panic attacks would start, he would say, there goes my imagination again. Whoops, there goes my imagination. But I think the two that are probably underrated in this movie is the butler and the maid. They are hilarious in this whole thing, because when Gene Wilder and Gilda come at the beginning and they see the butler, And he's talking to him, and he says, "Oh, he's a little hard of hearing." And he said, "What'd you say, Master?" He says, he said, "It's just my fiancée. She's a little hard of hearing." He's like, "This way, madam." And it's a running joke the rest of the movie. It's so funny.
Every time he talks to her, he screams at her.
Yeah. And then I think also the old love interest of Larry, the part where she says
Larry's ex-girlfriend.
Yeah, when she says, "Oh, that's a funny lipstick. What is it?" She's like passion fruit or something, and she's Gilda Radner's like, "Well, quit passioning around to my fiance or whatever." I love this movie, man.
What was Sylvia's deal, right? What was her deal?
I don't know, but she really wanted Larry back.
Yeah, that was crazy.
And I like how they
sneak into his room.
I like how like his brother and him are both like pinning everything on the maid. Like, oh, she's just a beast. She always flirts with them and all that. So, those two are very underrated. The maid and the butler, man. I love them.
One of my favorite little scenes is where Gene Wilder is in the basement. Like,
with the legs,
kind of the coal chute with his legs sticking out.
Yes, because the butler has went down to the basement and is drinking again. But this is where they killed the guy that was supposedly in the dress, his cousin or whatever. And he's in the thing, and the police see like a bunch of fake lightning and all that going off because they're trying to scare Larry. So they have like wind machines, and they got Gilda Radner in like a wedding dress flying around, and she's in on it too.
The wires and stuff,
right? But when he goes down and the butler tries to choke him to death, but the cousin's feet are hanging over like the side of this garbage chute, and Gene Wilder's like beating the butler with a bottle, and the police come down to the cellar, and Gene Wilder's got his rope and he puts him out. So it's like that old like Tim Conway dwarf scene where the feet are shorter, and he's up there and he's like, "Murderer, I'll kill you." And he's like, "Oh, I'm just practicing for my thing." And then you see like one foot go up in the air, and he's like shoving it back down, and he's like, he starts beating the butler again with a bottle because he starts moving, and he's like,
he starts to
the rats down here, they're just bad. And then both legs go up, and it's just so funny.
That to me, that scene right there was by far the best scene of the movie.
Oh man,
that's the scene that, like, you and I always talk about the scene that sticks out in a movie. To me, that's the scene that sticks out in that movie.
Yeah, they walk away to go back up there, and he starts yelling, "Murder! I'll kill you." He's like, "It just ain't right."
Murder! No, that's not it. No, that's not it. Murder! No.
I mean, this movie has so many great scenes that, like, I don't know. It's just the part where he gets scared and he ends up on top of the moose. Remember?
Oh yeah. That's crazy. So, it kind of bothers me that this movie didn't do as well as it should have at the theater.
Right.
Because Gene Wilder had a reputation for making successful movies. And successful comedies.
But I'm trying to remember of when his other movies came out. Was it before this or after this?
His other movies came out way before this, I think.
Was it way before?
I think this was pretty late in his career.
Well, this is the final film of Gilda Radner, so we know he didn't do much after she died. I mean, he kind of basically just left acting altogether.
Shut it down,
yeah. I think I remember seeing him on an episode of a TV show one time. But, I mean...
Yeah, as an older man.
Yeah. Just sad, man, because he was so great. I would have loved to see what him and Gilda could have done if she would have not had... Was it breast cancer, I think?
Yes.
What they could have accomplished, because they could have went down as one of the most famous couples in Hollywood history with some of the movies they could have came out with. And I would have loved to see what would have else been in his head if he would have ever teamed back up with Mel Brooks again. I mean, you can see all kinds of stuff going on there.
Yeah, I agree. According to my notes, they fell in love. They were making Hanky Panky.
Oh yeah,
in '82.
Have you seen Hanky Panky?
Yeah, that's a great.
It's a great one too. I mean,
that's where they met and fell in love when they were filming Hanky Panky in '82. This movie comes out in '86, so this is 4 years later. So their marriage and their love did not last very long.
Did you ever see
like you said, this is the last movie she made.
The World's Greatest Lover? That's funny too, man. If you've never seen The World's Greatest Lover.
That is a good one. So, so overall, like I said, this movie's a really great movie. I don't understand I think it's really underrated. I think it should have done much better at the movie theater. I don't know if like Gene Wilder's just his comedic run had already run its course by that time, and so you're looking late in his career.
I love it. That's all there is to it.
I don't understand why it didn't do as well. So, but overall, it was a really good movie.
So,
do you have any trivia for this movie or anything that sticks out to you?
I have a little bit of movie. So, I don't know if Jason finished the plot, but basically the Dom DeLuise character, I forget her name, Jane. She has summoned them there. She has changed her will, and everything is going to Larry now. And they said the only way that anybody else is going to get any money is if Larry is dead. So the subplot of this movie, you have the one guy that's trying to scare him to death, but you also have members of his family that are trying to kill him so they can be part and get some of the wealth of the family again.
Right, because Aunt Kate says that's the only way anybody else is getting any money.
Right. And I think it's very interesting that she only tells the one guy, the older, was it her brother or whatever? She's like, you're the only one that knows. But now all of a sudden everybody knows. So,
but everybody got in on it.
Right. So they go through several things of they're trying to poison him with a snake bite. They try to, when the guy walks down the wall, as I was talking earlier, he's got like a deformed face. He's like, oops, there goes my imagination. I just have to reach out and touch it. He starts poking around on the face and he starts screaming. And I think that castle is a beautiful set piece. But, they have dinner and she knows one of them's a werewolf and people end up dead in the movie, and then he comes to find out who the werewolf is. And, if you pay attention, you're trying to see who's not in these scenes to see who the werewolf could be, because there's some secret passages in this movie and stuff like that. And come to find out at the end of the movie, it's what? What is it, Bond?
Secret ending. The secret ending is the whole movie is a radio broadcast.
Was the radio broadcast of Haunted Honeymoon.
Haunted Honeymoon is a radio broadcast. It's not a real movie.
Right, because Dom DeLuise is in there and he flubs his lines at the end. Remember, they're all laughing or whatever.
Yeah.
So the end of the movie shows Gene Wilder and her singing as they're driving away or whatever. And then you see the gates close and you see this figure walking and turns around and it's the werewolf from the radio broadcast. So very interesting and it's great. So a little bit about the trivia.
I love that twist at the end though.
Oh, I
mean, I have to admit, it got me.
Oh yeah.
It got me. I didn't know that it was really a radio broadcast the whole time.
No, because was it a radio broadcast within a radio broadcast at the beginning, remember? I don't know. It was great. But like I said, this is the final film of Gilda Radner. There's not a lot of trivia here. All the visual effects were created on set and in camera. Gene Wilder insisted on using the same techniques for visual effects that were used in the 1930s. This also helped to keep the budget down. In her 1989 book, It's Always Something. Hey, that's the book I got. It's called It's Always Something. My eyesight's going bad.
Always Something.
Yeah. Gilda Radner said of this film, on July 26, 1986, Haunted Honeymoon opened nationwide. It was a bomb. 1 month of publicity, and the movie was only in the theaters for a week. It was only a week. She said it was a box office disaster. So maybe it would have done a little bit better by word of mouth if they would have kept it in longer than just a week. Who knows? Because word of mouth, I mean, you got to remember, this is 1986. Do you remember you used to either have to call the movie phone line to see what times the movies were playing or get the newspaper when it was delivered
and check the time.
To check the time.
I'd be curious to see what other movies came out that same week.
Why don't you look that up while I'm going through a little bit more of this trivia? Right. So July 26, July 26, 1986. So that's when it opened nationwide. Gene Wilder's vision was to suggest black and white in this film's cinematography, but within a color movie. So you can see a little bit of that. This was the final collaboration between Dom DeLuise and Gene Wilder, the others being the adventurous Sherlock Holmes' smarter brother, that's the name of it, The World's Greatest Lover, and, of course, the legendary Blazing Saddles Mel Brooks movie. This is the final theatrical feature film of Gene Wilder as a director as well. So this was his last directorial that happened at the theater. So the directorial debut or final. The location scouting looking for a suitable mansion was conducted on the east coast of the U.S. before locals in England and Scotland were scouted. Locales. In the end, the manor chosen was Nebworth House, which is situated about an hour's traveling time from London, England. We already talked about that. That's the quote that he stole from this old dark house. Did you find a Bond?
I did. I found some. I can understand why it did not do well.
Uh-oh. Some big hitters?
Yeah. Yeah, there was a couple big ones. In July of 86, you're looking at Crocodile Dundee, Aliens, Ferris Bueller's Day Off, all came out in the month of July.
What a great time for movie fans, though. Look at all those movies you say. I mean, they're all good.
Yeah. Other movies that might have affected it was like 2 weeks before that, Karate Kid Part 2 came out. And after the big hit of Karate Kid, everybody went out to rush to see Part 2.
Oh, yeah.
About a month and a half before that, probably still at the theater, was a movie that you might have heard of called Top Gun.
Jeez.
So, I mean, if you're going up against Top Gun and you're going up against Karate Kid 2, and you're going up against, it's just a crazy list.
Oh, yeah. And if you look at those
Aliens, Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
Yeah. Maybe if they should have saved it for a Halloween release. I think they might have done better.
Yeah, that's a good point. I mean, releasing it in July for a week, I can see why it didn't do very well compared to release that thing in October.
Right.
And market it as a family movie. It's like a family comedy type thing.
Oh, yeah. This was the third and final film collaboration of Gilda Radner and Gene Wilder, the others being Hanky Panky from 1982 and The Woman in Red in 1984. I love The Woman in Red. It's such a good movie.
The Woman in Red is actually pretty good. I haven't seen that movie in such a long time.
It's so good, though. Dom DeLuise, of course, was awarded the Golden Raspberry Award for the Worst Supporting Actress, which we talked about. That's hilarious. I hope he had that one still on a shelf somewhere. The film's title is a misnomer, as the couple played by Gilda Radner and Gene Wilder are not newlyweds on a honeymoon, but are about to be married. However, the name of the episode broadcast on radio during the movie was called Haunted Honeymoon. So according to the October 12th, 1984 edition of The Hollywood Reporter, man, I remember those, Gene Wilder brought the picture remake rights to Metro-Goldwyn-Mayer's classic comic mystery movie Haunted Honeymoon, a.k.a. The Busman's Honeymoon. Wilder's wife, Gilda Radner, played in the original by Constance Cummings, and Wilder played the part previously portrayed by Robert Montgomery. So
nice.
I'd like to watch that original one to see how that goes. And last but not least, Paul Smith and Jonathan Pryce play father and son in this movie, but really they are only 11 years apart in age. So that's very interesting.
That happens all the time. Yeah, that's funny.
All right, Bond. Let's hear how you feel about this movie.
This is a good one. I mean, you can't go wrong. I'm not going to say that Gene Wilder is one of my favorite actors of all time, but he's definitely up in the top. I mean, he's just a great actor. I think he's one of those most underrated actors in Hollywood history, I would say, just because he was great. That being said, I don't think this is one of his greatest movies, and I don't know if it's because he directed it or he wrote it. I don't know what finger he had in where that messed it up. I don't know if it's casting Dom DeLuise as Aunt Kate that messed it up. Something along the line messed up this movie that made it a bomb. And it could be the release date.
I mean, but you just went through a list of movies that were out at the same time.
Yeah.
Was it marketing that let them down?
It probably was. It probably was marketing. It was probably not letting the movie, releasing the movie at the wrong time of the year, releasing it for a week, and then it bombs, and so they pull it.
Mm-hmm.
All of those things are a great combination. But I can name 10 other movies with Gene Wilder in it.
All right, go.
This one.
You got 10. Let's hear them.
Oh, I should have said 4.
He's like, oh, you put me on the spot.
Willy Wonka, Silver Streak,
Young Frankenstein is
Stir
probably the
Crazy,
best.
Young Frankenstein, Blazing Saddles. That's 5 or 6 right there, just off the top of our head. I would say Hanky Panky is best. Woman in Red might be better than this, might be equal to this one. The Cisco Kid is hilarious. That movie's hilarious. I'm going to put this movie at about a 5.
Oh, Bond, you're
It's middle
fired.
of the road for me.
You're fired.
It's a 5. It's an average movie. And like I said, there's a couple scenes that save it. That's a scene where he's got the legs.
Bond, did you laugh? Did you even laugh in this movie?
I did. I laughed twice.
What was the other part?
When he starts to recite his mantra over and over again. Oh, whoops! There goes my imagination.
You didn't laugh when he tells Gilda Radner, he says, "Oh, if you get scared, just come into my bed." And he rolls over in bed, and his dead cousin's in there, and he runs out and he tells the butler, "Hey, cousin, whoever's in my bed." And he's like, "Is he wearing a dress?" He's like, "As a matter of fact, he was." "Well, just tell him to leave. You got a headache." I mean, classic, dude. Classic.
That is pretty good. Well,
5.
Gene Wilder plays scared almost better than anyone else.
Oh yeah.
His version of Scared, the producers, come on, that's great.
Oh yeah.
5 out of 10. That's what I'm giving it. 5 out of 10. It's one of the lower ranked Gene Wilder movies.
Wow. Well, I obviously hold this movie in a higher regard than Bond does. I think that the set, the lighting, the shadows, the costumes, I think it was all done very well. I love the entire thing. Like I said, throwback to when I used to listen to those old radio times with my grandpa. Maybe that's why it holds a special place in my heart now that he's dead and gone, that I can still relive those moments with a movie like this, or even listening to some, you can find them on like YouTube or old Spotify or something where you can pull up old time radio shows. They even have apps that you can do that. I think Dom DeLuise is funny in this, especially when him and Gilda Radner do that dance. It's pretty good. I love Gene Wilder. Like I said, he's one of my favorite actors. And like you said, he plays a scary guy, probably better than anybody. I laugh all the time. The butler and the maid, I laugh every time he starts yelling, because that running joke he does throughout this entire movie, I laugh every time, because she's like, really, Larry, you had to say I was deaf.
Gilda Radner's reaction every time is great too.
Oh yeah. And you come to find out that his, is it his sister's husband, the one that's the magician, has a gambling problem too, because he's like, "Hey, I made $12,000 this week." She's like, "Yeah, but how much did you lose?" He's like, 14,000. So obviously they need the money for stuff like that. But yeah, that scene where he has the legs and the cops come down to the cellar, probably one of his favorite scenes of all of Gene Wilder that he's ever done. I can think of a couple with Richard Pryor that probably top that. Young Frankenstein, obviously, when he gets smushed into the staircase, push the lever out or pull the lever out. But yeah, it's not no 5, Bond. It's way higher than I'm going with an 8. I think
that's
this
too big of a gap.
I don't think so, sir. If Young Frankenstein's a 10, and Blazing Saddles probably a 9.5, and Willy Wonka, it's probably a 9 too. But it just shows his range as an actor. I'm trying to think, was there ever a serious movie that Gene Wilder did, or was he just straight comedy? I can't really think of one. Maybe The Woman in Red, you can say, is a little serious, because he's going to cheat on his wife in that one, which is Gilda Radner, with, I forget her name, in The Woman, a beautiful lady. But I was like, he was a comedy actor. And I think when you pair him with Richard Pryor, those two together is just comedy gold. Anyway, they're both funny on their own, but when you put them together, you had something. And I wish they would have done a lot more together too. Yeah, but for me,
my brother and I still, to this day, can sing the opening song to Stir Crazy when they were woodpeckers in the bank.
No.
So my brother and I both know that song. We both sing it to each other all the time.
Oh man, it's a great one. Yeah. I mean, the See No Evil, Hear No Evil one, that's probably one of my favorites too, because it's just funny. But Yeah, if you have not seen this movie, you have to see this movie at least once.
I agree. I agree.
Think,
go out, see it, rank it, get on Facebook.
I would even go as far as to say as to buy this movie for your collection. Bond, do you have it?
I do have this movie.
Okay, thank you.
I do.
He's shaking his head like, no, don't go buy it. But I was like, Bond, do you have it? He's like, yeah.
Yeah, I have it. But here you go. I want people to go and I want people to watch this movie and I want them to rank it. I want them to rank it. I want them to put it on Facebook. Go to like it. Do whatever you need to do, guys out there. And I want like the public's opinion. Is it a 5 or is it an 8?
Or is it somewhere in between?
Is it a 5 or an 8? Yeah,
could be somewhere in between.
Is it a 5 or an 8?
I know ADZ and Art Toast will have their own comments. I'm sure that we'll hear about. But that is Haunted Honeymoon. Obviously a lesser known Gene Wilder movie, but one of my favorites. So if you like what you heard, we are the Tragedy of Cinema podcast. We are trucking right along now with over, 405 episodes, whatever it is now. We got a lot more stuff planned for the future, which is going to be some fun stuff. So hopefully you guys are having a good week and hopefully make you laugh just a little bit. Bond's come aboard and he's doing a really good job. So Bond, you're no Kyle, but you're all right in a pinch.
I only have 400 episodes to catch up.
Right.
So
to perfect your craft.
It'll take me a while.
So, well, with that being said, I think this episode's coming to a close and that's a wrap.
And cut.
Tragedy of cinema, where memories shimmer. Join us as we toast to the tales we love the most. The tragedy of cinema, where memories shimmer. Join us as we toast to the tales we love the most. Those we love the most. The tragedy of cinema, when memories shimmer. Join us as we toast through the tales we love the most. Through the tales we love the most.